Sweet dreams for Johnny Walker.
Wasn't it?
Damn. Do you know how you're saying about the, in the Cyril Gane fight, like the big dog, little dog thing? And you could see that in the first round happen pretty quickly. Like Johnny Walker came out really fast, like aggressive, spinning, like flamboyant striking and stuff. But it's just, I think what did he get caught with? Did he get caught with a jab or something? It just seemed to change the tide a little bit. And then after that, he was a little bit more hesitant, and Jamahal was just closing him down, and then obviously the finish. But yeah, I thought Jamahal looked great. Yeah, I didn't think Johnny Walker looked bad.
No.
And I think he just got caught. But yeah, Jamahal, looked really good.
Yeah, he did. I'd underestimated him. I mean, obviously we talked a lot about Jamahal, and I did the War Room on this fight as well. And the skills of Jamahal Hill are undeniable. He's got a wicked kick, wicked body and head kick, wicked straight left. My concern was going into this one that he's slightly undersized, and Johnny Walker's got a lot of experience, and you can always imagine Johnny Walker springing at someone with a flying knee and knocking them out, and I could have seen that happening in this fight. I don't know whether the move to SBG is it's forced Johnny Walker to kind of settle a little bit and try and figure out what his actual style is. And before, when he really didn't kind of know what his style was and he was all chaos, it was working out well for him. And I think maybe because he's tried to nail down his style a little bit now, he's a bit more reserved, a bit less flying off the handle. I also would say he looks a lot different to when he first came into the UFC. And I'm not insinuating anything, but he doesn't look like the same fighter that stepped into the UFC the first time.
What, like physically?
Physiologically. He doesn't look nearly as big or as muscular. And not nearly as aggressive,
No.
It kind of keeps circling back to the boxing as well. But like Amir Khan, the whole conversation going into the Kell Brook fight was whiskers. Got weak whiskers. You know what I mean? It was like, he just doesn't take a shot well. And you can't do that at light heavyweight. You've got to be able to take a good shot at light heavyweight because everybody can punch. and even the fight where he beat Ryan Spann, he was still doing the dance there. He was still the inflatable arm flailing tube man. And they're not. I don't know whether it's because he's so tall, but they're not good looking knockouts either. And I know that sounds weird as well. But sometimes someone gets caught and they go down and they're a bit disorientated and then they're like, oh, yeah, fuck, you got me. We're not seeing that from Johnny Walker. When he goes down, he is snoozing. And that photo of him up against the fence.
I know, I just got sent it a minute ago.
It's crazy, isn't it? It looks like he's been put through that aging app.
Well, it's similar to the Frankie Edgar front kick from Sandhagen. Just
Yeah.
Nasty.
He looks like the guy, the melted guy off RoboCop. Yeah,
it was a weird because he caught him. Like V was saying, the Golovkin, like almost down, compresses your head almost.
Well, I think I've showed you the one against Steve Rolls where Golovkin punches down because we had to edit it out on the thing. Because obviously, usually Jamal's southpaw, so it's usually the straight left and the left body kick, but because he was having issues with Johnny Walker's attack when he was a southpaw, he switched to orthodox. He talked about this in his post-fight interview, and then he used his overhand right, but he didn't even land it like how he intended to land it because Walker was too close to him. But what it did do is turned it into that downward forehead shot that Golovkin uses, and it just takes people's legs away. It's the weirdest thing. Usually they stay conscious and their legs do a dance, but Johnny Walker was. I don't know. Because
the view from the broadcast was behind Johnny Walker. And it looked like he leapt back almost because he kind of sprung out.
Yeah.
It was a weird knockout.
I mean, what do you do with crazy. Johnny Walker now?
I was thinking, how do you think he'd fare at heavyweight? Think he'd be... Because surely he wouldn't be undersized.
I mean, I don't think so. They've got him listed as... I mean, he's 6'6" and 82-inch reach. I mean, most heavyweights are 6'4". I mean, he wouldn't be undersized. He'd be underchinned. Is the problem for heavyweight because he's underchinned for light heavyweight as far as we're seeing. I don't know what he changes about his game to deal with this. I mean, because as I was watching that countdown show with about Kell and Amir Khan, I thought to myself, well, if Amir Khan was coming to my gym and I knew that he was not able to take punches well, like, what would I do? Like, how would I solve that problem of someone not being able to take a big punch? It's different. I mean, it's different in striking arts because you got to stand and trade. Like, so you work neck strengthening stuff, you work defensive stuff. You rebuild their confidence in their ability to take a shot, which is a difficult thing to do as well. Because then people don't. Because if someone's concerned about taking a shot, they start doing weird things like trying to pull their head out of the way and makes them more vulnerable. Which is what Amir Khan did so well last night. I keep going back to the boxing. Like, even when he was hurt and he was doing the dance, he was still able to stay tight and roll shots. He was still very much aware of his defense. I don't know what the solution is for Johnny Walker. If he came to my gym, I'd take him out. I'd take him out of MMA for maybe 12 months. I'd work on his physical condition, his head, his shoulders, and his neck, and I would bolster his grappling. I'd bolster his grappling because if his instinct is to get back to his feet when he's been dropped, he's probably going to get hit in the face again. If his instinct is to grab onto a single leg and start to wrestle, he might be able to get himself into a top position, given the fact that he's such a fucking huge individual. Yeah. But the times when he's struggled, when he's not been knocked out, like against Nikita Krylov, he just got drowned from top position. Like, you would think working at SBG now, his ground game is something that he's working on a great deal, but I think maybe a break is what he needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just say as well, the finishing shot from Jamal, it was like a punch through to an elbow through to a shoulder, like all at once.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Really
he pulled the last one, but that was...
I think he'd have murdered him with the last one.